this review and rating, I'm taking a deep dive into Red Mountain. One thing I've learned about this out-of-the-way gym is it elicits strong emotions. If you're a local ski bum, you're pissed because you're living in your car considering there's nothing to rent because investors are buying their 5th Airbnb. In Brooklyn, they'd call this gentrification, but in ski towns, apparently, it's progress. Pack your bags, locals. You're screwed. This mountain is one gondola from being the next Canadian destination resort. This is my second review of Red, and my goal is to give you all the insight I can. I'm sorry, Roslyn residents. Enjoy your postcard-worthy town while it lasts. I hate to be part of the problem, but I'm going to provide as much information as I can in about 10 minutes to anybody interested, starting with directions and ending with a 1 to 10 rating. Let's get started. The best way to get to Red Mountain is to fly into Spokane, Washington. You can get a shuttle or rent a car, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive to Red Mountain. Right next to Red Mountain is the postcard-worthy town of Roslyn. Another option is you can fly into the town of Kelowna, and from there it's about a 2.5, 3 hour drive as well. We start by looking at the picturesque town of Roslyn. Just about 10 minutes away is the Red Mountain Village, Silver Lode and Topper feeder chairs. And then you have Red. A little further up, you see Mount Roberts, which is for side country skiing. And then the largest part of the mountain, Granite. And a little further past there is my favorite place to ski, Gray. And then you have the cat access Mount Kirkland. And here's an overall view of the area. The stats for Red Mountain will make unworthy resorts shudder with envy.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
And have religious skiers making it a yearly pilgrimage with 17% beginner runs, 34% intermediate, 23% advanced, and 25% expert. The mountain has a total of 8 lifts consisting of 2 doubles, 3 triples, 2 quads, and a T-bar surfacing 3,850 skiable acres. Yeah, you heard that right. 3,850. That's 4th in Canada, just behind Lake Louise. By the way, not a single express chair on the mountain. I'm guessing the locals pray that the lack of modern chairs scare off the D-bags from Whistler.
Stay out of our way!
Anyhow, I digress. The peak elevation is 6,807 feet, the base sits at 3,888 feet, and the 2,919-foot vertical drop is fueled by an average annual snowfall of 300 inches. Huh? Red Mountain boasts 5 peaks. To begin with, Mount Roberts is there for cardio hounds who want to earn their turns backcountry skiing. Mount Kirkup has a cat that runs most of the day tucked away, loading behind Gray's Peak for about $20 a ride. Kirkup is the perfect option if you're an addicted powder pig going through some withdrawals. Talking to a cat operator, like he's your friend, for 30 minutes just isn't worth getting your fix. Looking up the mountain on your left, you'll see the resort's namesake, Red Mountain. And in the middle is the massive Granite Peak. And finally, my favorite part of the mountain, Gray Peak to the right. I'm sticking to the 3 lift service peaks for the review. From every street in Roslyn, in nearly every run, you can't help but gaze at Red Mountain Peak. This has all the challenge of the steepest inbound runs in Colorado can dish out. I decided to give the Double Black Diamond Cliffs run a go against my better judgment when it was skied out, and consider myself lucky not to be doing this review in one of Canada's top-notch socialized emergency rooms. At least, that's what every progressive in the US tells me. Make sure you enjoy the groomed back trail run at dawn and take in one of the best sunsets you'll find in Canada. At the base of this peak, you'll see the T-bar that provides access to beginner terrain and the learning center. Not to be forgotten, the terrain park is here as well. The lower part of Red Mountain provides a terrific view of the village. In case you want to know who's winning the battle between locals and investors, take a gander at the parking lot transforming into luxury condos. Let's jump over to my favorite part of the mountain, Grays. There's a wonderland of tree skiing, chutes, and natural features that will keep you guessing and smiling. The runs are long, challenging, and flanked by breathtaking views. I recommend taking a right directly under the chair and getting epic turns. The locals recommended Taz to me more than once. Also, head towards the backside of this peak to catch the cat to reach Mount Kirkup. At the base of Grays, you'll find the Topping Creek Chair. This is a slice of heaven for the intermediate skier with approachable moguls, tree runs, and solid groomers. No smart-ass jokes to add here, just a solid, intermediate, and beginner skier area. Finally, there's Granite Mountain peering down on you, daring you to attempt its double black diamond terrain. Jump on the slow-moving mother-lode chair and try to keep your legs warm for the challenges to come. You can take it easy by carving down Buffalo Ridge in the main run, or you can push it to the slides traverse and hit more double black diamonds than most resorts have to choose from. I flirted with Booty's Run and had a flashback to the cliffs at Red and figured I'd leave this run to braver men than me. I'd suggest getting a guide or local to lead you through this face of granites. No fear, there's a portion of the peak that attracts the most people, and that's off the Paradise Chair. It has the best offerings of beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert runs on the mountain. It is the most popular part of Red for good reason. It has something for everyone. I'll add Panhandle Chair to the list of offerings to this peak, but it is more like a feeder chair to access other parts of the mountain. With that being said, it provides a few runs to beginners. The go-to spot on the mountain is the Paradise Lodge that has all the essentials of a classic lodge with steamed-up windows and comfort food. It is a perfect place for the entire family with a solid Canadian beer selection. I imagine a lot of, "Meet me at the Paradise Lodge for lunch, eh?" being hollered by locals. Next up, there's Flying Phil's that is the perfect spot for a quick bite, situated like a food truck flanked by two prefab buildings for a quick respite from the cold. At the base of the mountain is an impressive village with the locally famous après bar, Rafters. It is the kind of place bitter townies will give you the side eye, but it won't matter because the bartender will ply you with double shots of whiskey. If you're feeling brave, buy a round for the locals. They'll still hate you, but at least they'll act like they're your friends for a bit. You can also hit the cafeteria or coffee shop on the floor below if you want to be responsible. Both are solid and will keep your personal relationships intact. There are numerous options for lodging in the village and new condos popping up everywhere, creating parking congestion. It is rare I find myself wishing for parking lots, but one of the first things to go when a ski resort sells out is parking. Take a shuttle and pay $20 for parking, you losers. You can't help but notice the Josie Hotel. It is everything you want if you're a big shot hoping for that Vail vibe in Canada. Or should I say, the Evil Empire vibe. Who doesn't like companies that underpay ski patrollers and cheat their instructors? The Josie will do everything right if you want a curated ski-in, ski-out experience, steak dinner, quaint band, and a well-made old-fashioned. I'm a little ashamed to admit it. I like this place considering it represents the death of character at Red Mountain. I personally recommend the Ram's Head Inn. It is owned and ran by a Swede that has stories of coming to America, skiing in Aspen, and eventually making his way up to Roslyn. He's the version of Aspen Extreme I'd rather watch. There are 100 of hand-framed pictures on the wall and a crackling fire in the dining and community area. The rooms are rustic, have showers at work, and heat you can't adjust. Okay, maybe being able to adjust the heat would be a good thing. Plus, there's a social cat to pet when you're contemplating runs for the next day. I love this place, and it will likely be under new ownership in a few years. The current owner is considering buying Powder King and moving north. Stay here while you can. If you want something with character that feels family ran with just enough dysfunction to produce artistic and original dishes, make your way to Donnie's Bistro. Whether you're popping in for a quick dessert or a stiff drink at the cozy bar or a full-on dinner, this hot spot has you covered. It is a perfect mishmash of good food and good times. Roslyn is almost a perfect ski town in my opinion. None of the restaurants are corporate, and there's more sorels and muck boots than fur coats. The Flying Steam Shovel is my favorite hangout. The food is Canadian-inspired with Asian flair. The real reason to come here is the bands, nightlife, and German-style open seating. It is the ultimate spot to party the night away in Roslyn. The next place in town that provides a social atmosphere and amazing semi-fast food eats is B&T Hard Rock Bistro. It was newly opened in 2023 and comes highly recommended. If loud 90s music, a social bar with families peppered in, and damn good food sound like your perfect combo, this hot spot is a must visit. The skiing has the steeps of Colorado combined with the thick inland northwest concrete powder. If you want a challenge or long groomers, you can find both in abundance. I must say, this has some of the best skiing going, but sitting in the shade on motherlode chair or on your way up to Gray's Mountain, you'll be praying for an express quad as you freeze. Until they upgrade to high-speed chairs, this impressive set of peaks gets an 8 out of 10 for skiing. The après scene at Red is perfect if you like character and true Canadians in a gorgeous mining town. It is quickly transitioning into a bougie destination for people who can't afford Sun Valley or Whistler. That leads to a collection of somewhat angry locals and douchebags from Vancouver and Seattle who think they discovered the place because they bought a third home in Roslyn 5 years ago. With that being said, I love Roslyn and think the Red Mountain Village is okay. The après is an 8 out of 10. The views, if you get them, considering the amount of fog in the Monashee mountain range at this relatively low altitude resort, are breathtaking. On a clear day, you can't do much better. The views are an 8 out of 10. Overall, Red has my utmost respect as a ski resort and is a gondola away from pulling skiers in from better known ski destinations. The rapid growth and development leave me wanting to fight the man, but I also realize there's no way of stopping its transition into a soulless ski town. Enjoy the character while you can, and buy some property if you have the money. The overall score of Red Mountain is an 8 out of 10. If you want to see what this resort will become in a few years, visit Schweitzer. Oh, if you're a coffee drinker, try out my dark roast coffee. Bluebird Bob on the cover loves to ski, and this high-end bean is something I'm proud to sell. It's bold and chocolate forward with nutty notes. A crowd pleaser before or after skiing. Use coupon code SUBSCRIBE for a significant discount, and remember, it's free shipping. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe. You may enjoy my review of Schweitzer if you're about to visit Red. It's just a few hours drive away. Thanks a lot.